We arrived to London on September the 30th at the South Apartments. Quite a nice building, good service, and a nice room with a kitchenette and a living room. I had to go back to Euston train station to return the car. So I left Mary Lou and drove to the station. I returned the car, and when I was ready to take the tube back, I realized that Mary Lou had kept my wallet in her purse. So I had to walk back for about 2 hours, getting lost a few times before arriving to the Gutierrez. After arriving to the apartment, having a fight about who had the wallet, we went out for a late supper, and next morning, after waking up, having breakfast at a McDonald's, we began our London adventure in the middle of the rain.
Oh, there.
It's a £500 fine for court fees in the bridge. Boroughbus building, that was designed by Lord Norman Foster. It's the Swiss Re insurance company. It's quite a build a triangular building. Don't waste an inch. Round the back here you've got East Cheap, West Cheap, Cheapside. Cheap is an Anglo-Saxon word meaning to haggle, to bargain. There are markets here. The only market today is the money market. The road goes down to Lloyd's of London, very much the heart of that financial sector. Actually, if you look at that kid's face, that's the most evil-looking kid I've seen for a long time. This is one of the problems of the Great Fire of London. If you weren't insured of the right one, they turned around. It is a much more interesting bridge. So there's Tower Bridge. Turning to Tower Bridge, not as old as it looks, built in a very Gothic style to complement the Tower of London, which lies on the far side. Okay, heads up here, guys. With your ticket also comes a river cruise, which is free, but only if you get on the right boat. On our right is the Inner and Middle Temple, where we train our solicitors and our barristers.
We are in Westminster Pier and ready to start our river cruise.
Inside, we have the Tower of London. The Tower of London is at a Royal Mint, Royal Palace. Belfast. HMS Belfast was built in the Harlow shipyard. The same shipyard as the built. This is the old Billingsgate fish market. But unfortunately, the only fish you'll see there nowadays are the two that remain on the roof as weatherboats. Pirates run around on a boat like pirates, and for the adults, if you feel like it, you can go on it. As we come through the bridge, ladies and gents, if you look to your left-hand side, you'll see the anchor. Next to that, it says 1615. That clock there is one of the oldest pubs on the banks of the Poucel. Next to that, it says 1615. That clock there is one of the oldest pubs on the banks of the Poucel. Sorry, on your left-hand side, we have the London Eye. The London Eye is one of London's most visited tourist attractions, just like the Tower of London. And the eye itself stands at 400. I don't know what they're charging nowadays to get onto the London Eye. I don't know what they're
Big Ben, the face clock there, that's 38 feet across. The hour hand is 9 feet long. The minute hand is 17 feet long. All measurements are taken from here. You're 1,000 miles from London, you're 1,000 miles from that statue there. There's Buckingham Palace down through the middle arch. The only time you'll see Buckingham Palace from the front. There's the Royal Gallery on the right. The building on the left is a 1620 banqueting house. Then we have the Welsh office on the left. Right, Sagamore Field Marshals there. Looking down there is our Prime Minister's home, number 10 Downing Street. On the right, the Senator will be honouring our award there. The architecture behind, the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. Now if you go for these arches here, you'll find out what's under this big building. This is the Treasury, dedicated to collecting my taxes. However, deep beneath the treasure is Winston Churchill's underground bunker from the Second World War. There's a museum to Winston Churchill as well. Well worth a visit. They've left the cabinet war rooms exactly as they were since 1945. Technically, this is the bell inside. The tower itself is St Stephen's Tower. But let's not be pedantic, everyone calls the whole thing Big Ben. The Palace of Westminster, the home of our Parliament. That's where our 647 elected members of Parliament are in there fitting their expenses as we speak. Plenty of shops on that. There's the London Eye to the left. Look at that, fantastic. Little style, engineering. Makes you proud to be British. Gets me, it does, right there, right there. Not so much money, because it takes 30 minutes to go round and that is it, you're on. That's just so to flap the band right at the end of that 30 minutes. 4.5 million people. £18.50 per person. From Cameron, the big one that's £5. Ever, laugh off. So may I stop first at Poucel Cathedral?
It was outside my house.
We're going to visit the Tower of London, Her Majesty's Royal Palace and Fortress, on the north bank of the River Thames. It was founded in 1066 as part of the Norman conquest of England. The White Tower, which gives the entire castle its name, was built by William the Conqueror in 1078. The castle was used as a prison since 1100. It has served as a royal residence, armory, a treasury, and the home of the crown jewels of the United Kingdom. This is a yeoman warder often called Beef Eater. The Beef Eaters have been at the Tower of London since the 14th century. Today they give guided tours of the tower.
One is the Bell Tower, so named because of the small white box on top, which holds the oldest curfew bell in the City of London. But when that bell is alarmed, the gates are closed and locked, the portcullis is lowered.
This is the Queen's house where distinguished prisoners were held, including Henry VIII's second wife, Anne Boleyn. The last prisoner to stay here was Rudolf Hess. Can you imagine what a boring job, marching back and forth in the same place and standing all day long? I don't want that job, I just want to be a crow.
Let's go to the work. Halt! We're advanced. Left. Turn. Let's go to the work. To the garden. Dismiss.
Here we are in Buckingham Palace, the official London residence of Britain's sovereigns since 1837. It has 775 rooms. It has one of the major art collections in the world today. Well, our trip ended. We flew back to Mexico to this beautiful sunset. We accomplished what we set up to do. We accompanied our daughter Sabrina to her new university and helped her settle in. We traveled around Britain and get reacquainted with the island and its culture. Even though we were sad to leave Sabrina, we were also happy for her, for the start of a new chapter in her life. See you in our next trip.